The USDA has been breeding hops since the 1930s, primarily out of Corvallis, Oregon, which is where hop production was centered at the time. Since then, the center of production has moved to the Yakima Valley. Our objective is to develop both new varieties as well as improve hop germplasm for the hop community, and to do research and improve the hop breeding process by developing resources for hop breeding. There's been a lot of cases where we develop something that brewers really like, but it doesn't grow well, or it's really susceptible to different diseases or pests. So we're also focusing on things like disease resistance to downy mildew and powdery mildew, pests, spider mites, aphids, things like that. Yield, picking ability. We want to make sure that the hops can make it through the picking machine intact, and then also they provide a viable yield for the grower. My program is funded by US taxpayers. It's a publicly funded program, but we also receive a lot of support from our stakeholders. We receive support from the Brewers Association, from the hop commissions, Idaho, Washington, and Oregon. We also receive support from the Hop Research Council. We can also apply for grants, and so in my case, I'm also funded by the Specialty Crop Research Initiative.
One of the great things they're doing now is they'll take several of the elite lines and they put them through a program called Hop Source. And this is where they get it out into the brewing community and the hop growing community. You actually do sensory on it and then go on an app on your phone and rank it, and so that's helped refine things down.
Just in my experience interacting with brewers, they're very excited about public hops. I think they recognize the importance of having a strong public program just for the sustainability of the industry, and to ensure that we're meeting the needs of the industry in the long term, specifically with regards to climate change. I think we're uniquely positioned with all of that expertise that I mentioned to ensure the success of the industry in the face of challenges.
Cashmere is probably the public hop varietal that we're most excited about right now at Breakside, and we're using it more and more in our West Coast IPAs. We use it in some hazy beers too. It's a really intense hop on its own. It's a lot of melony notes, especially when it's well grown. It's got some melony notes, a lot of kind of tropical fruit, juicy fruit type characteristics. I do think that one thing that I am really excited about with these hops is that they're being grown in different regions at different farms, just trying to see the versatility of them too. Like, we've had some cashmere that we've not been thrilled with, and I think then it was at selection last year. We had some cashmere that at the BSG facility that got put in front of us, and it was just the most beautiful smelling lot that we had come across ever, and I hounded Nick for it, and now we've been using that all year in those beers that have won medals, so it's pretty fun.
So I think the hop industry benefits from the public program, generally speaking, because whatever we develop is publicly available. There's no licensing required to grow our hops, to use our hops. And they're widely available. They can be grown anywhere in the country or anywhere in the world. Any new method that I develop in my lab can be applied widely. Anyone can use it. Anything I develop is publicly available, both plants and methodology and research.
Good breeding will be the very first level and the most important, frankly, and the easiest for us to deal with climate change, carbon footprints. The easiest way and the most efficient way to become more sustainable is, instead of growing varieties that yield 1,600 pounds an acre, if you grow varieties that yield 2,400 pounds an acre. Theoretically, the world's hop supply can be grown on a smaller amount of acreage then. And so that's another big component of the public program. Private programs are definitely trying to do it too. Everybody's working towards higher yields, but those are really important things that can help us battle some of these on the ground issues that we're facing. So.